Good morning and welcome back. So I'm getting ready to order some wheels for the 57 Chevy. I did some figuring and got some backspacing over the weekend, but I just got off the phone with Budnick Wheels and Art Morrison, and I think I need to recheck because I'm going to go with a wider tire, a wider wheel. So I have these awesome wheel simulators from Verified Fabrication. Got them off I messaged him on Instagram and then went on to his website and bought these things. So I had it set up for 11.5-inch wheel. Budnick doesn't sell 20 by 11.5-inch wheel. They got 10, 10.5, and then 10, 10.5, 11, and 12. They don't have 11.5. So I'm going to swap these out for the longer extensions so I can have a 12-inch wheel in here, simulate a 12-inch wheel, put it back on the car, raise it all the way up, and then check my back spacing. I think it's 7 inches, but we're gonna find out and make sure that we get the most wheel to fit this tire inside the wheel well. R. Morrison said I can go up to a 13-inch wide tire. This is 315, so it's right around 12, maybe a little bit over. But we got to get that right. These are expensive wheels. We cannot afford to have our back spacing off, and it's tight in there around the wheel lip and the wheel opening, so we got to make sure that it's right. So I'm gonna get these arms swapped out, and then I'll jack the car up and put this on. And all right, these are really easy to swap out. I have this thing set up already, so I'm going to try and just swap these one at a time with everything locked in place. It's just a bolt to 7/16 and a wing nut. And you got all these sizes. These are in 1/2-inch increments. So 12, 13.5, 13. So we're gonna go a 12-inch wheel. So we need to set it on 12. All right, so I know the back spacing I want to start with is 7 inches. So these things are really cool, and I'll show you when we get in there, but this right here is the edge of the wheel, and you just set this up to this point right here, and that's your back spacing. So I'm gonna set this to 7, lock it in place, swap out the rest of them, and then put it back in the tire, and then we'll put it on the car. Okay, I got all the arms swapped out. Now, since I loosened this up and pulled this out, I gotta push this back up there, and this is your wheel diameter. So 15, 16, 17, 18, we're going 20s, so I need to set this mark on this little notch up here. And then that will center this inside the tire. All right, there you have it. 20, 20, 20. They're all seated. They're all seated on the rubber on the wheel tire lip. So now I need to go jack the car up and get that ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back when we're putting the wheel on, or putting the tire on. Okay, so I have the wheel up in there. Now, these are notched for different size vehicles. These are bigger for, I think they're bigger so you can put them on different vehicles instead of just one standard set. So I have tapered lug nuts. So I'm literally lifting this with my legs, trying to center it the best I can, and then just finger tightening these, and then I'll put a ratchet on it and just snug it. You know, I don't even, actually, you know what, I'm not even gonna do that. So that looks pretty centered to me. That could go up a little bit. Right there. I'll just put a quick little snug on it. Okay, so now that's it, way it is. I can't spin it because the caliper is in the way. So when I'm ordering my wheels, I'm accounting for that. I got the part number for the wheels. I'm sending that information to them so they can ensure that my back spacing is set up properly, as well as the caliper spacing, so they can make sure that the wheel comes out and around the caliper and it doesn't hit that. So in the wheelwood directions, it's got all that information for that. And I'll show you. So right here I have the directions. These are the fronts. This is the information that I'm talking about. A lot of the specs you need to make sure your wheel's clear are right here. So your wheel manufacturer might ask, you need to know if you're going to put in big brakes, you need that information. Most of them, you give them that part number, they'll figure it out and make sure it's correct. And here's the back. But all these big wheel manufacturers, they do this all the time. So they know that, I talked to the lady at Budnick, she's like, give me the part numbers and I know exactly what you have. So they know for all this stuff and they're accounting for all of it. So you just got to talk to them and make sure you get all the information, because you don't want to have to order your wheels twice. All right, so this thing's in here. Now, I have plenty of clearance right now, right? Plenty of clearance. But this is not at ride height. To check this, I need to be able to cycle it through ride height. I do not have any weight in this car, so I am going to remove the coilover, remove the sway bar link, and then take a bottle jack and jack this all the way up and cycle it through its motion. This is an independent rear suspension. All right, it's an Art Morrison chassis, and I got independent rear suspension, so I only need to do one. If this was a straight axle, I would want to be doing it on, I would want to check the clearance on both sides for up and down, having one wheel up and the other wheel down, if that makes sense. So your straight axle would be tilted like this and then like this, and making sure that you got clearance all the way around on both ways. So right now, I'm gonna remove the coilover and this link right here and get a bottle jack and jack this up. Okay, coilover's out. Shock mount or sway bar is disconnected. Bottle jack set up, so I'm going to start jacking it up, and we're going to see how much clearance we really do have. It's tight, just warning you. Okay, see here, that's about as high as it'll go. I don't even think the suspension will go that high. I don't think it'll allow it, but to me, that's like, man, that's even closer than before. So I think I should go a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a backspace, because I have plenty of room back here. I would rather have a little bit more room up here, you know, just in case for like any movement here. Like, that is too close for me. So I'm gonna widen this out a little bit and give me some more backspace. Need my tape measure. So to change my backspace with it on the car, all I do is loosen this bolt up and slide it. And I think I'm gonna go 7 1/4 backspace right now. So I hook it on the edge, just like before, and match this point up right here to 7 1/4. And then tighten it back up. Alright, 7 1/4. Okay, so I moved it to 7 1/4. I'm a little bit more comfortable with that. Like, I can fit my fingers in there. That's pretty tight. I can fit my finger in there. It's pretty tight, but I don't think it's gonna hit it. I don't think it'll hit it. And I don't even think the wheel's gonna go up that high. So, like, I got that, I jacked that thing up to where the axle is damn near level, and we can go even higher. But you think if you're going that high, you gotta compress that coil spring and move the sway bar up. But we still got, I got more clearance. So with these things, you can dial in your back spacing really well. They work really good, and it's very simple. You take a measurement from the back of this lip to this point, and then that's your back spacing. This is perfectly lined up with here, so like, it's good to go. So let's lower it back down some, and I'm gonna watch how it comes through and see if it gets tight anywhere. Okay, that's it. Back spacing for the back is 7 1/4 with a 12-inch wide wheel, 315 wide tire. Yeah, the front is exactly the same. You put it on there, raise it up, cycle it through its full motion. I don't have a motor in this car right now, obviously, so I can't check it at ride height. So I again remove the coilover, remove the front sway bar linkage, cycled it up through its full cycle of allowable movement. So I'm going past ride height and making sure that I got clearances. The difference with the front is you can turn the wheel and make sure you got clearance under your front fender, inside. You can check all those clearances as well and make sure you get your back spacing correct on there. So with that, that's a wrap on figuring out your back spacing with these verified fabrication wheel simulators. Like I said, to me, they're well worth the money. I would have hated to order a set of wheels, get them in, and then they're the wrong offset, or you're just guessing. This takes the guesswork out of it, the stress of spending thousands of dollars on a set of wheels and just crossing your fingers hoping that it's right. This takes that completely away, and now I know I'm gonna go place my order for my wheels right now and then get back to work. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notifications button. Got a lot more coming. Stay tuned.